I want to talk about D&D, Dumb and Dumber, the makers of Game of Thrones, who ruined the show. They rushed through the final season to go make a Star Wars, trilogy. They basically were handed the next Star Wars trilogy that takes place after this story arc that's wrapping up, And they got so much hate for the way that they absolutely ruined Game of Thrones. Worst writing possibly I've ever seen on television. I mean, all these beautiful story arcs that were marinated over the course of many years were left
They were just
overripe.
rotting at Wendy's.
Rotting, yeah. From ripened to rotting, overripe. Wow. They went nowhere. And Free Folk is a subreddit dedicated to hating on Dumb and Dumber and Game of Thrones final season. And so I wanted to share some of these memes with you. This is really high level. So they were fired from Star Wars. The mouse sends his regards, obviously a reference to the Red Wedding. That's Dumb and Dumber.
They weren't fired.
Apparently they were fired.
Well,
No, I thought they left because they're busy.
According to Free Folk, they were fired. But then they got picked up by Netflix for $300 million to them. And that doesn't make sense. They only made one show. They're not even good writers.
rumored 300 million.
Well,
It's not confirmed.
But either way, according to that story, they quit the Star Wars because they're afraid they won't have enough time to actually do it right.
That's the official line. But with these things,
well, yeah, you can't work for Disney and Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like they already butchered like everyone's favorite series. It's like they're not going to. I don't know. I feel like these guys should never work again. And I'll tell you what. I guarantee that whatever they make for Netflix will be hot garbage because they have proven that without source material, they are truly horrific writers. I mean, really awful at the developing characters and continuing the arcs that George R. R. Martin set out. They didn't even try. And if they make this show for Netflix, dude, and they're paying them $300 million, it's going to be some crazy high budget, high fantasy shit. They're going to try to make their own version of Game of Thrones, which I like, but I don't want these knuckleheads doing it because they are going to ruin it if they try to write this thing. I just pray they hire some good writers. If these guys attempt to write it, it's going to be awful, terrible, trash. Thoughts, Ela?
I feel like in the beginning maybe they were good, right? Because when they translated the books into the show, the first
if you watch
beginning.
the first season, it's a completely different show than the last one. The pacing was incredible.
So I think maybe they're good at that part.
Well, I don't know because
clearly, I mean,
George
they did something
R. R.
right.
Martin was involved in the early seasons as a producer and a consultant, and as George left the show and they ran out of source material, it just turned into like a goddamn Jackie Chan movie. And that's a disservice to Jackie Chan. More like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. You know what I mean? It was just there was nothing of value left.
Can you say his name again?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
DD Mega
John
Doo-doo.
Vlog, maybe you're trying to say.
John Vlad?
It's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude.
DD Mega
What are you, a
Doo-doo.
Jean-Claude mega fan? Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Goddamn. How do you say his name?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Damme. Can that guy change his fucking name? God, you have 4 names like hyphenated together, idiot. Anyway.
Bumbleclad.
What'd you say?
What is that?
I think it's racist.
Is it?
Is Bumbleclad racist?
I don't know.
When
I don't
you
even know what you're
when you
referring
find
to.
I
out
don't
Star
even know
Wars
what it
fired
means.
D&D. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Realizing D&D are out of Star Wars, realizing Game of Thrones was ruined for nothing. I thought it was going to be Netflix hired them for $300 million, but that's true also. When you realize that Game of Thrones got rushed out for nothing, people say I look like this image, and I happen to agree. It's Pablo Escobar. When your character arc got rushed because the writers wanted to do a film series, which they ended up not doing. Off to work tomorrow with the knowledge we won't have to suffer a D&D Star Wars trilogy. That's good. I like that. Like that. David and exited their deal with Lucasfilms to produce a new Star Wars trilogy. Delicious. Finally, some good fucking content. I don't get that one, Dan.
You've never seen that Gordon Ramsay meme before?
Well,
if you're not familiar with that, then it's not going to make sense to you.
So go ahead and explain it to me, Dan. Hit me.
Normally it says, finally some good fucking food. But yeah, because the subreddit was stale, but because this happened now.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Freefall carrying that Netflix hired D&D. Freefall carrying Disney fired D&D. Yeah, well.
Kind of stupid.
Kind of stupid, I agree.
Best season ever.
Well done on that one, Zach. Pulled that one up from obscurity. Well, I certainly look forward to seeing how they ruin. Dude, there's no way. These guys have only made one show. And I'm just telling you, how do you get a $300 million deal? They don't even have credentials. I mean, they made Game of Thrones, but by the grace of George R. R. Martin, do they walk? Those guys literally made I think the writing of that last season was just, I mean, there was none. There was none.
I agree. I feel like there is some credit to give them in the beginning.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, the last season was just insane.
I mean, the first season was just so amazing. It was just so well done with Eddard and the development of all the characters and the introduction. I mean, it was just so well done. Well, let's see what they got. $300 million, Netflix. I have a feeling you're going to bigly regret that.